Welcome to Homestead for a Living. Today, I'm kicking off a new series called Marketing a Farm with Nothing, where I'll be documenting mine and Matt's processes, strategies, and philosophies for marketing our farm and farm products. So a little bit about me, I'm Gabby. I've worked in marketing since 2015, and I've started businesses including a local newspaper called Addison Times and my marketing agency, Marketing by Gabby. I've worked for marketing agencies where I managed marketing for several clients simultaneously, and I've also worked for corporations where I handled all marketing efforts for one brand over the course of several years. Now I'm applying everything I've learned about marketing to our farm, Hollow Top Farms, and our festival, the Back to the Land Festival. So for this first video, I wanted to dive in and just dispel a common misconception I hear from most small business owners, especially current and aspiring farmers and professional homesteaders, also cats, because my cat likes to get in the way here. Most believe it's too early for them to be focusing on marketing or that they aren't ready, but it's never too early and you'll never be ready. Matt and I have been marketing Hollow Top Farms since he was gardening just under 100 square feet in the backyard of a rundown mobile home. I still remember the first basket of tomatoes he sold and the picture he took of them before he handed them to his first customer. He posted it to our Facebook page for our farm, where we had been sharing every new step we had taken, from getting our first rabbit stock and laying hens to losing our first rabbit stock and laying hens, because that's what farming and homesteading is sometimes, isn't it? So some might believe we were putting the cart ahead of the horse, but I'm going to share 3 reasons why I think we were right to start marketing ourselves so early, and why I think you will be too if you decide to dip your toes into marketing. So my first step here is you don't have to pay for marketing. A lot of people think that you do, but from social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to email marketing platforms like MailChimp, there are so many free tools for reaching customers and cultivating relationships with them these days. Like even local newspapers, podcasts, and other local publications and local influencers are so much more accessible than you might think too. Really think outside of the box when you think about local influencers too. It can be other business owners, it can be people like even politicians in your community, it can be people who are, in our small town church leaders are very well known and they carry a lot of influence. So when you're thinking about local influencers, think about these types of people. So you may think, I don't feel like I can post to social media, I'm a new farm, I'm barely doing anything. But if you're constantly doing things to take your farm one step forward, your homestead one step forward, and if you're learning things every day that other people will find interesting, then you have more information than you might think to share with others and get the word out about your farm or your homestead without asking for a dime or even spending one. You'll go so much farther if you concentrate your efforts in marketing to just 1 or 2 of these platforms and remain consistent with your use of them than you will if you just throw a bunch of money at one marketing opportunity and then never promote yourself again because it didn't work. So that's why specifically for Matt and I, we primarily focus on Facebook and YouTube and leave Instagram, TikTok, all the other platforms, Pinterest, whatever. We leave those off the table and we just really streamline what we spend our time doing in terms of marketing. The second reason that I think that everyone should start marketing their farm today is because branding or brand awareness is a really important aspect of marketing, and it takes time to develop. So for farm businesses especially, it can take some time for owners to really get a grip on what the business will sell, who it will serve, and how it can best solve its customers' problems. While the stakes are as low as your followings will likely be, it's prime time to use marketing to figure out who your farm is as a brand. So before you ever start spending money on marketing, you need to think through your branding, because it will make your paid efforts easier and much more successful than if you don't do this. And at first you may not believe you can compete with big box stores, and you may not even believe that your tomatoes or lettuce are any different from your neighbor's tomatoes or lettuce. But you would be selling yourself short and missing a huge messaging opportunity. So even before you have a strong line of products to sell, you should be thinking about the physical features of your products as well as the emotional tone of your brand. And these 2 things will differentiate you from competitors. So for example, our Hollow Top Farms brand aims to communicate mine and Matt's scrappiness and our mission to show people that communities can create food solutions without funding from outside sources. We live this out by sharing our story on social media and in real life. We also want people to feel empowered by eating our vegetables or buying our other farm products. So we talk regularly about self-sufficiency, and we incorporate other local businesses in our marketing as often as we can to further demonstrate that buying from us means you're supporting not just one local business, but many. So that leads me to the third point, the third reason why I think everyone should be marketing their farm, is that practicing marketing really forces you to explore your customers and their pain points. Marketing is a skill, just like growing vegetables or raising livestock. You have to experiment with different variables to create a good environment for your business to grow, just like you'd have to do with any plant or animal. And if you don't start taking time to engage with your customers now, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table when you do have something significant to sell, because you may not understand how to talk about your product in a way that people will get excited about. So when you start sharing your story and begin dropping details about your process, product, and purpose early on, you'll be able to make changes to your product line or how you position it and avoid some of the most common mistakes of beginning farmers and professional homesteaders. So to recap, here are just the three reasons that you should start marketing your farm or homestead right now. You don't have to pay for marketing. Branding or brand awareness is an important aspect of marketing that takes time to develop, and practicing marketing forces you to explore your customers and their pain points. So if you have any questions, you can email me at Gabby, Gabby, at marketingbygabby.com, and you can stay tuned for the next video in my Marketing a Farm with Nothing series. See you next time on Homestead for a Living.